As every ship desires to arrive at a safe harbor, so does Chelsea create a safe harbor and space to share, heal, be inspired, and rebirth. Get prepared for a 15 minutes of thought-provoking, no-holds-barred conversations from real-life issues, sexual and gender-based violence, and everything in between. This is not your regular podcast. This is a masterpiece.
Welcome to another episode of the Harbor Podcast. Today we'll be continuing on emotional abuse, but now we'll be looking at the relationship aspect. So we're going to explore the dynamics of abuse in relationship, why it's hard for some people to realize they're in an abusive relationship and leave, why some cling to their abusers and feel like they can change them. So I'm here with Mrs. Abodiya. I'm sure you guys know who she is because the last episode was her. But please, could you introduce yourself?
My name is Abodiya Obindo, a biblical counselor, a therapist, a mother, a wife, a teacher, a farmer. That's who I am.
So in this episode, like I said, we'll be exploring trauma bond in relationship. And I'm sure most of you are hearing this word for the first time, but this concept is not a new concept. It's just that most people don't know that it has a term. Mm-hmm. So my first question is, can you explain what trauma bond is and how it develops in emotionally abusive, intimate relationship?
Thank you very much for the question, Chelsea. When you hear trauma bonding first, the idea it brings up is two people who have had traumatic experiences now finding a common ground. Yeah. That's what it sounds like, but that's really not what it is. So trauma bonding has to do with an unhealthy emotional attachment to someone who abuses you physically, verbally, emotionally, or psychologically, and even sexually. So you are attached. There's this emotional attachment to this abuser. So that's what trauma bond is.
Okay. So I think the key theme is being attached to someone that is abusive. But then most people don't feel like their partner is abusive. They don't realize, okay, what this person is doing to me is abuse. So would you highlight some of the themes or some of the forms of abuse that goes on in a trauma bond relationship?
Okay. One of the things that gives rise to a trauma bond relationship has to do with the imbalance in power play. So one person obviously is the powerful person. So it may be financially. Of course, men are usually more physically powerful than the women. And then the educational status, they are more educated than the woman. So that becomes the basis upon which, the trauma bond happens. So power imbalance is actually what gives rise to this kind of relationship. And on the side of the abuser, or people who have a past of child abuse are more vulnerable to be found in this kind of relationship. And others who have been in abusive relationship are also vulnerable to this kind of relationship. And that's because their perception of what a healthy relationship looks like is not right. They have a wrong perception of what a healthy relationship should look like. So it makes them vulnerable to such relationships.
Okay. So I saw this poll where a guy listed 5 things that you could, if you are experiencing, then you're in a trauma bond relationship. So the first one, he said, if it feels impossible to leave but staying is killing you, then you're in a trauma bond relationship.
Yeah.
And then he explained how some people tell you, okay, fighting makes you guys stronger, but then they're just basically gaslighting you into staying, or they make you feel like, okay, you can change them, or maybe they push you to a point where you lash out, and then they use the lashing out against you, and they tell you, oh, you see, this is why I'm treating you like this, because you are prone to lashing out, you're prone to disrespect.
Yes.
So why can't people leave in this kind of situation? Why is it impossible for them to leave when it is obvious that this person is vocally abusing you? It is obvious that, okay, this situation is killing you, but then you just feel like, okay, no, I can change this person, or okay, let me just, what if it's my fault? Like some people, it gets so bad that they feel like, okay, it's my fault. Yes. Okay, he's just correcting me.
Yes.
Okay, maybe if I do more like this, if I manage his emotions on my own, if I know, okay, this thing upsets him, so I don't do it, he will not harm me.
Yeah. One of the why it's difficult for such people to live that kind of relationship is because, this person, this abuser, is not abusive 247. So he may be abusive today, extremely abusive today, and tomorrow he's so sweet and so loving. So sweet. They call it love bombing. So he bombards you with love. My friend will say suffocate you with love. So they suffocate you with love. And when this person sits and thinks about it, it's like, he's really not altogether bad. This thing about sweet words, affection, gifts, and all those love language things, once you are filling somebody's emotional tank, they will automatically be attached to you. So it can be very difficult to break out. So that person, much as is wounding them in every way, is also helping to fill their love tank. And so for them, when they weigh it, it's like, it's not altogether bad, so I can stay.
Okay. So now I'm thinking about, because the whole keyword is they manipulate you into control. So how does the whole gaslighting, how does it affect you so much that you feel compelled to respond to what they want? How does me telling you, oh, you're a bad person, makes you feel like, okay, I can do more to be a better person in your eyes? Like, what's the whole psychology behind that? Like, how is my self-esteem like that I would actually put myself in that position? Because it's crazy. Thinking about it now is crazy, but it happens to people.
It is crazy. I mean, these people, their sense of self-esteem or self-worth has been almost completely eroded. So when you find somebody, maybe I look at myself in the mirror and I feel I'm not beautiful. And it's possible that is the voice of my mother talking in my head. That's the voice of my father talking in my head. And this man comes and he's telling me that I'm the most beautiful woman on earth. That's enough for me to stay. So somehow he's actually, in a way, to me, helping to boost my self-image. And so that's a positive thing. But it does not matter what every other person is saying. That's one thing that this person is doing that is making me feel human, giving me a sense of dignity as a human being is okay. And it makes them want to stay.
So you're saying trauma bond comes from a place of you experiencing trauma before.
Yes.
And then you're trying to compensate or equate the relationship.
Yeah. So such people have gone through trauma, and it has helped, it has impacted on them in ways that makes them feel less than human. But this abuser comes, and the interesting things about this abuser is they seem to be able to sniff out such people. Yeah. They seem to be able to sniff out these people that do not have a good self-image of themselves. And they use that as the point through which they now attach themselves to them and begin to do the things they do. So it's trauma birthing trauma.
That's really something.
Yeah.
Well, why is it hard for someone in a trauma bond relationship to leave? Even when eventually they recognize, okay, this is abuse, but then they don't know how to leave.
Okay, like I said, because self-image has been greatly damaged, it will take extra help and effort for these people to move. A lot of times, these people have been so reduced to a place that to even take the initiative to do, not just live, to do other things by themselves, they can't do it except they get the push from this abuser. So everything they do is controlled and manipulated by the abuser. So the thought of leaving can't happen except if the abuser gets crazy enough to allow them to go, but they do not have that drive from within them to do it. It's been killed, it's been destroyed. So everything about the life they live must spring from that person. And as long as that person is not ready to let them go, they can't go. They can't go.
I'm wondering how someone gets themselves in this kind of situation.
It's pathetic, actually.
It is.
It's really pathetic. But parents are the genesis of a lot of these things. Parents, guardians, caregivers are the genesis of a lot of these things. The harm we do to young people, children growing up as adults, we may never know until we begin to see the result or hear these children speak out when they become adults. You know?
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. For many people who have been through trauma, the truth is they don't see themselves as normal. Any other normal person will see themselves. They don't see themselves. The best they do is see themselves through the eye of somebody else who sees them as worthy. So as long as the people that are around me are not seeing me as worthy, I can't see myself as worthy. But if one person comes and begins to see me as worthy, then I begin to see myself through his or her eye. Then I leave.
So this just explained a lot, because now it makes me realize that it's not just about being in traumatic relationship. That's why people get into bad friendships and bad relationships. It's like you're with friends that you know what they're doing is wrong, but they make you feel good about yourself. So you stay and you participate in what they are doing.
Yeah. Trauma bond does not just happen in romantic relationships or maybe in families. Like you said, friendships is one of the things that goes on in cults. That's why people join cults. Yes. They know it's a dangerous place to be. They know these people are not the best of people, but there's something that makes them feel good that these people are the only ones that are able to bring. Even in spiritual circles, we have such things. They happen, and that's why you hear stories of pastors asking people to go and eat grass, members to eat grass.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the kind of psychology at play here. Trauma bond.
Okay. So now, what does a healthy relationship look like? And then parents now that are listening to this, how can they do better? In what areas can they help boost their child's morale or their child's sense of self so that they don't fall into the trap of trauma bond? And people that are listening to this, how can they, if they're experiencing trauma bond, how do you point to them that, see, this relationship is not what a relationship is supposed to be like. You're supposed to feel valued in a relationship. So, this is what a healthy relationship is like. And if this is what you're not seeing, then walk away.
Okay, so let me speak to the topic of what a healthy relationship looks like. A healthy relationship is a relationship where you are seen as an individual and your opinion matters. Where you are not afraid to speak your mind because you will be criticized or condemned.
But then I think they said there's a hierarchy because they said sometimes you have to be subject to what your husband says or maybe your boyfriend because they are your head and all that. And you're not supposed to have opinions.
But that shouldn't be 247.
Okay.
That you are a full-fledged human being given reasoning abilities. And as a matter of fact, the woman has intuitive powers that the man does not have. Most men don't have that. It's the woman that has that more. She has so much. If it's wisdom, there's so much wisdom God has given her. There's so much understanding God has given her. There's a perspective from which she sees that the man does not see. And in a healthy relationship, a man recognizes that, or the other people around recognize that, and they allow you to just be you. They allow you to be you. No, but we are not saying that in a healthy relationship there shouldn't be room for correction. But it must be done in love. And the motive should not be for manipulation or control. Yes. So it is to see the best, or this person become the best version of themselves. That's the aim of correction and criticisms if it's needed. Now for parents, how do parents help children? Can I be honest with you? A lot of us parents need help ourselves. Yes, we need help ourselves. You cannot give what you do not have. Most parents are broken, so they are raising broken children. Broken people break people, wounded people wound people, hurting people hurt people. So that is what plays out. So it takes a parent's understanding that I need help myself and is working towards attaining wholeness to be able to raise a child that, is sees themselves as valuable and full of worth.
So now for people that are in trauma bond, why should they seek help? What are the consequences of being in a trauma bond relationship? Why should these people seek help? Because I'm sure most of them will be like, well, he's taking care of my bills. Oh, but I'm still benefiting. But he will marry me. So I'm fine. It's just small insults. I'll get used to it. Why is being in trauma bond relationship chaotic? And why should these people seek help? Why should they leave this relationship and seek help?
They should seek help because it is not helping their persons. It is not helping them become who they are meant to be. Rather, it is diminishing their worth as humans. Yes, that's what it is doing. That is the reason. I think that's the basic reason why anybody should leave a toxic or that kind of a relationship. A relationship that does not allow you to be you. Why would you want to stay there? A relationship where you are loved because you please them. And when you don't please them, it becomes an issue. No, you shouldn't be there. It's not worth it. So any relationship that is not helping you become a better person, you shouldn't be there. Yeah. So for me, that's really it. If it's not helping me become a better version of myself, I should not be there.
So what are the active steps people should take in coming out of it?
Awareness. Like we said from the beginning, we really didn't know the name. It's called trauma bond. But by the time I am aware that some of these features I see in my relationship actually align with this thing, then that will be the starting point. So awareness through education, whether you do it by yourself, by researching yourself, or like this program exposes people to that kind of topic. So that will be a starting point for getting out. Seeking support. One of the things that happens in this trauma bond or abusive relationship that leads to trauma bond is the abuser isolates the victim
Actually,
from family and friends. So he becomes or she becomes your only support system. You don't have a choice. So when he says yes, it is yes. When he says no, it is no.
Yeah.
So you must first seek a support system. Find a support system. That will be the next step to take in getting out of such relationship. Then we come to counseling. What counseling will help you do and therapy will help you do is be able to assess your behavior objectively. Look at your feelings in ways that you are not able to do on your own. So they bring that to fore and then help you see how the relationship has affected you, whether positively or negatively. They help you see that. And so from there, they're able to walk you through stages by which you can now begin to rebuild who you are. Yes. So that's another thing to do. But before you go, if you are planning to leave, have a plan. Have a plan on how you are going to get out of that relationship. And one of the things you must do is remember that if you eventually leave, there will be consequences. It's either there will be love bombing. He will come again with the usual love bombing thing, or threat of self-harm, or either harming you or harming somebody you love. Yes, it could be that bad.
But I remembered a friend had a girlfriend, and then anytime they break up, she will send him videos of herself where she's drinking and telling him it's because of him. But then when they are together, she doesn't drink, so that just to keep him. And one good thing was that he realized that, okay, this was a relationship he didn't want to continue. And no matter how many videos she would send, he would still not concern him.
Good. So he knew he wanted out and he stood by his decision. I guess it's easier for men.
Yeah, it is easier for men.
But the ladies, when the guy comes with all his love and all his threats, this emotional side of us, really, maybe I should give him another chance. One needs to watch out for that kind of a thing. So, and then another thing that one needs to do is prepare yourself. So prepare yourself for those consequences and be able to stand by your no. Yes, if it's going to be a no, be firm with that no. And this is where your support system will be needed. So there are times that you don't relate with this person anymore. They are the ones relating with the person on your behalf. So anything he has to say to you, he tells them, they tell you. You tell them, they tell him. So you are not relating with these people directly. And in a case of this threat of harm to you or to somebody else, it would be nice you get the police involved so that you get a restraining order so that it does not come near your house.
It gets that serious?
Yeah, it gets that bad.
Wow.
it gets that bad in certain relationships. So he does not come near you. He does not come near the house of your loved ones and things like that. Because some of these people are actually people that should be under psychiatric treatments. Yeah. So it can get that bad. And I think another thing that would be needed for Christians, the place of prayer we cannot overlook. Yes. The place of prayer we cannot overlook. So you would have to really pray and ask God to give you courage to move on from this relationship. It takes courage. It really does take courage. And you must be ready to stay the course. Don't sit down one day and you are remembering all the sweet things, all the nice things, and maybe somehow you've not found any other person to fill that void. Yeah. And you are now telling yourself, maybe I should even give him a call. No. If you made up your mind to leave, please leave. And when such thoughts come, this is where your support system is needed again. There should be somebody you can call and tell them, baby, I'm feeling like this. So, my dear, this is how I'm feeling. My sister, hey, I'm beginning to think about this man. Oh. So they will be able to tell you the truth that would reset your brain and make you face where you're headed. So these are some of the things that will be needed if you must leave. Okay. And I think you should leave.
Yes, I believe you should.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been in a relationship where you feel like you are hard to love, or where you feel like you have to manage your emotions, or where you feel like you have to walk on eggshells just because you don't want to step on someone's toes, or you feel like you have to put in the 100%, or you have to change for
more
them.
More like 110%. Yeah.
Or you feel like they can change for you, but you're not seeing change, but you're staying because in the future they can change. Then you're most definitely in a trauma-born relationship, and you should do something about it. You should walk away because you deserve better. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be seen. So thank you so much, Mrs. Abodiya, for being here today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for being part of today's episode. Would you want to be a part of this? If yes, you can reach us on WhatsApp 081-4999-1910, or you can reach us on mail at theharborinitiative@gmail.com.